Moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning,
viewers, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. I am your host, Lavian Cupid, and we are coming to you live from the Port Mall, downtown Scarborough, Tobago. Today is Friday, the 20th of September, 2024. The year is rolling by so quickly. We want to give God thanks and praise for life. So happy to be here in the land of the living. I want to thank you so much for choosing Tobago Updates Television and for choosing the morning show to wake you up in the morning, to give you that dose of get up and get ready as you go about your day. Whether you're viewing us on Facebook live stream, Amplayer 102 or YouTube, we really want to thank you for always choosing us and making us your number one choice. And guess what? It is Friday again, and I am here this morning and we are talking Tobago October Carnival 2024. We are about 35 days away. Yes, 35 days away from that epic time that we are going to have on the road. So much happening in and around the Tobago space, and we are here right here on Tobago Updates Television, bringing you everything entertainment and everything current affairs. All right, I hope that you are drinking lots of water. It is very hot out there. So with that, I'm going to send you over to Biana for news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Lavian. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, September 20th, 2024. Tobago stakeholders are anticipating disappointment in the 2025 budget due to past experiences of reduced allocation. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine expressed little hope that the budget will address the island's economic challenges or provide security, peace, or optimism for the future. Meanwhile, Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association President Alpha Lord and Tobago Chamber Chairman Martin George echoed similar concerns. Lord noted that past budgets lack accountability and doubt that the Tobago's requested $3.956 billion would be met. George called for the repeal of Foreign Investment Act, the establishment of Tobago as a VAT-free zone, and the delivery of a promised cargo vessel. Up next, following the announcement of the September 30th as a budget day, various opposition politicians shared their expectations. Philip Alexander, head of Progressive Empowerment Party, criticized the lack of accountability for the last year's $60 billion budget and called for better auditing and anti-corrupt measures. He questioned the management of funds in key sectors like security, public utilities, and education. Meanwhile, Gary Griffith, head of National Transformation Alliance, predicts the budget will lack innovation and rely on tax increases, which will worsen inflation, unemployment, and crime. He expects unfulfilled promises, especially as it's the last budget before general elections. And finally, Trinidad and Tobago is set to experience unusually high temperatures, with the Meteorological Office issuing a hot spell warning for the next 5 days, effective yesterday. Daily maximum temperatures are expected to exceed 34 degrees Celsius in Trinidad and 33 degrees Celsius in Tobago, with temperatures ranging from 34 degrees Celsius to 44, especially in urban areas. The hottest periods will be between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The Met Office also warns of possible strong thunderstorms and heavy showers in the afternoon. People are advised to stay hydrated, wear appropriate clothing, and avoid direct sunlight. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
All right, thank you so much for that, Biana. So much happening news in that little cap there for news in 90 seconds. We have the heat wave and we also have budget coming up. And this is the last budget right before we go into election, a very critical election at that. I've even been here in person saying, listen, we are already waist deep into silly season. Even though the election date hasn't been announced, we are waist deep in it. A lot happening. So a lot to look forward to. All right. And so we are going at this time to celebrate with those that are celebrating their birthdays. And we jump right into it with none other than Tracy Davidson Celestine. Happy birthday, former Assemblyman Tracy Davidson Celestine. And every time you see Tracy, she is looking gorgeous as ever. I don't know what baby Siri rub her down with up in Betsy's Hope up there, but definitely some cocoa and some honey, right? Definitely that. So happy birthday going out to you, Tracy. Always looking gorgeous. We also have Robert Washington. Happy birthday going out to you. We are wishing you God's blessings coming from the Tobago Updates family, and your loved ones do have a grand day. Moving on, we have Mr. Sean Trim. Happy birthday going out to you. All God's richest blessings. Have a blast. Take a drink, definitely, all right? And do enjoy your day. And none other than Mr. Nigel Carl de Freitas. Happy birthday going out to you, sir. Please make sure and take time to enjoy yourself and have a wonderful day. All right. And moving on to the superstar, Leslie Ann Ellis, no stranger to us here in the entertainment and cultural space here in Tobago. So happy birthday going out to you, girl. Make sure and have yourself a blast, being your very beautiful and colorful self, if you know her any at all. And then finally, we have Miss Desiree Edwards Phillips. Desiree, happy birthday to this beautiful melanated sister. We wish you all God's richest blessings, continued long life, good health and strength, and do have a beautiful day. All right, so that's it for all you birthday people. And remember, guys, you could always send in your birthday requests, send in photographs of your family and friends that you want us to wish a happy birthday. And if just in case we missed anything, put it in the comment section and we'll definitely check on it and wish them all the best today. All right, so you're probably wondering who we are going to be speaking with this morning. And well, you know, when you see me on a Friday morning, again, we are talking Tobago October Carnival. We are talking entertainment. So this morning we will be speaking to film writer Mr. Wayne John, the youngest veteran. And we are discussing his short film, The Designated Pan. After that, we move on to Mr. Carl Dagga Hector. He's a songwriter and soca artist, calypsonian in this space. All right, and he has a new release on the road. And then guess what? I'm going to be sitting in for Marcus this morning. Good morning, Marcus. All right, and we will be talking to Sayendine Blackman. She's a vice president of the Secondary School Football League. All right, and we will be diving into some sports conversations. Again, viewers, I want to thank you so much for choosing the morning show, and we have a packed show here for you this morning, and it is definitely my pleasure to be sitting here in front of you and taking you all the way through. All right, so as we go for a quick break, I want you to remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Now here what's going on, you see this section, it makes me feel to move. You know why? It's called Pina Colada. I like Pina Colada.
Oh. Forget just the girl them crave for, they really need it too. When you play with
oh my goodness, and as the name says, it is as creamy as it's sweet.
I never wanna leave, cause the drinks them running for throw. Cause I really feel a vibe every time I start right down and up and like this, man, it's nothing like this, not you be like you. Forget just say something and nobody like you. And every single time we touch, you know I never stop.
This is Pina Colada, something nice with a little bit of spice, and of course, not once, but we're gonna do it twice.
Cruise, make the border.
We are on the road with Pina Colada. Boom, boom.
Don't tell me about work I out on the road today. Don't tell me about work I out on the road today. Don't tell me about work I out on the road today. Can you feel it?
It's the last call for auditions. Tobago Star Quest Next Level Castara Audition Prelims at Cas Creole Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. Tobago Star Quest Next Level. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. If you can sing, dance, play a musical instrument, drama, once you've got talent, this is your time. This is your turn. Castara Audition Prelims, Cas Creole Bar and Beach Club, this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. Tobago Star Quest Next Level.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Viewers, welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. I am your host, Lavian Cupid, and we are having lots of conversations this morning. But even before we jump into that, I want to say good morning to some of our very loyal viewers here on the live. We have Pearl Murray Beard, Myrtle Chaz, Dora Lyons, Marilyn Spence, Joe Field, Bevon George. Good morning to you guys. Thank you all so much again for making the morning show your number one choice. And we are diving right into conversations this morning with none other than the youngest veteran, Mr. Wayne John, as we talk about his short film release, The Designated Pan. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, Lavion, and good morning to all your wonderful viewers, the Tobago Updates family. Thanks for having me.
It is indeed a pleasure to have you. All right, so we're talking about a short film. But even before we get into the film, you are no stranger to the film industry. And you would have had previous short film releases before.
Before, yes.
Yeah, could you touch a bit on your history in the film industry?
So my first documentary film was, well, the first film I ever did was a documentary. It was a sort of nostalgic walk through the village of Talaford, with an interview with Mr. Alfred Gray, one of the elders at the time. God rest his soul. It's called His Story. After that, I would have delved into a little bit of directing, cast and stuff with a short film called Kill with Kindness. In 2018, I did a folklore kind of story entitled Dead Notes. And
I remember that.
Yes, and I'm now coming back with a documentary of all genres entitled The Designated Pan.
Right, but you are also a writer, director, and producer.
Yes.
Yes. Right, multi-hyphenated. I like that. So tell me a bit about your inspiration and your love for writing and directing and producing, for putting these masterpieces together.
Well, for me, writing is the heartstring. I will do anything else in film, but where the heart lies is in the screenwriting. But for documentary film like this, it wasn't much of there are documentary films where you have to write screenplays, but there are some where you just pick up a camera and you just go on the whim and you just catch the interview and the shots and you just tell the story as it happened. And this is one of them.
In that natural element.
I
think that the best stories are told like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when you try sometimes to put a stage production together, you try to have everything perfectly aligned.
Yes.
It takes away that authenticity. It takes
Very
away
much
that
so.
human. And a lot of persons right now, we fail to realize that a lot of persons on social media, the reason why storytelling pulls us in so much, and the persons that do storytelling on TikTok and so on, they have the highest amount of views, is because persons are trying to make human connections. They're looking for relatable content. Yeah? All right, good. And that is exactly what you are out here doing, bringing it here in the Tobago space. All right, so the designated pan. We know that the pan is the only acoustic instrument to be invented in the 20th century. The designated pan, and we've been having quite a lot of discussions about it. So tell me the inspiration and tell me where we're going.
Well, when the idea first came, it came from just scrolling through social media. I was scrolling through and I saw the headline about the pan being designated in the parliament as the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, and the comments were varying. Some saying that it is about time, some saying they didn't know that it was already, they thought it was already the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. And some were like, okay, so they designate the pan, so what's happening with it there now? And I don't know, like the idea just came, and as I was describing it to somebody the other day, it just came and it colored me up. And he said, do this. And I couldn't get away from it. And I'd reached out to some household names in the pan world. And when they said yes, that was my confirmation that yes, we should go through with this.
Right. So it's a short film, but it's more of a documentary, and
it's a documentary,
not something that you would have written. It's not a written piece.
Not a written piece. It's a documentary film. So this film, it takes the form of the history of the pan story, not only the pan invention, but all the activity. Well, not all, because I can't cover all, but
yes,
as much as possible. The activities that led to the pan being created, and those historical facts would be intercut with interviews from the names that you would have seen on the flyer: the Leandro Nori, Kishon, Julian, Jared Balfour, O.J. Richards, Duvon Stewart, Roger Sardina, Delwood Henry. A lot of interviews was done.
Yeah. All right. I'm hearing, as you really did say, household names, very popular names throughout the pan space in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
But did you have to take a flight and go down to do anything, or was it all done right here in Tobago? Was there any collaborations?
Well, for one of the interviews I had was to do in Trinidad. That is Duvon Stewart. He's a pretty busy guy. As a matter of fact, I believe, if I remember correctly, the day I did the interview with him, I went down on the boat that morning, and it was trouble to get on the boat because it's around Java time, July, August vacation, and you know how that traveling situation does be. So I did the interview with him in the morning. He dropped me back to the port, and I think that same day he left from the port and went to the airport, or went home and then went to the airport on a flight to London. So I got him like that space of time.
Just that nick of time.
Yeah.
All right. So after you would have put in all that time, you put in all that energy, the editing, does that come down to you?
Woo!
So this is a labor of love from Wayne John.
Yes, it is.
All right.
So once you come Sunday, what you're seeing is everything from inside.
Right.
Everything from inside. The research that went into it, the getting the story and putting it together, editing it down is
everything is Wayne John.
Just a love project.
It's a love project. All right. And you mentioned Sunday. So tell me how a person's going to be able to see the short film, where a person's going to be seeing this short film, what to expect. Me all the deets.
So on Sunday, the 22nd of September, we will be at the Lowlands Multipurpose Facility. That's the community center just next to WASA in Lowlands. We are there from 6 p.m. The film, we are screening the film at 6 or just about 6:15 around there. Give people time to come in, but we'll be there officially from 6. And yeah, it's a film that I don't want to open my mouth too much about, but it takes us deep. It takes us deep, and it's a film that you should see, because I mean, you never know where you're going until you know where you're coming from. And this is a film that tells us, well, specifically the pan, but it tells us where we would have come from as a people, and it's a story of hope. It's a story of coming of age for the pan, because it's a product that would have faced a lot of stigmatizations, a lot of it wasn't socially accepted, and it came from there to being elevated to this high position where we are now discussing putting it on one of our most national emblems, the coat of arms. So it's a story of hope. It's a story of strength. It's a story of pushing through adversities, because our people would have faced a lot. Those research really opened my eyes about us as a people and where we would have come from. So come see the film to be that inspired.
Yeah, definitely. All right. And it is something like a family event. Bring the kids along as well, right?
Yes.
Now, Wayne would have, and I want to make sure that I look directly into the camera when I say this, that Wayne would not have only put his time, his strengths, his finances, his mind, but he put his everything into this, and we should definitely go out and support. I want to know, is there a fee attached? Because I'm thinking that there should be a fee attached, because anything good is worth something. Yeah.
A very, very small fee.
Right.
A very, very small fee. It's only, when we use the word only, you hear a big number after that, but it's only $60. $60 at the door. You come and you be entertained, be inspired, and, leave, with something more than you would have come with.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to encourage viewers out there, definitely come out and see this film.
Sure.
And you would have mentioned history and knowing where we come from. I am currently reading a book, How to Say Babylon, by a Jamaican author. And I did not know all of that would have happened with the Rastafarians right in Jamaica. And so reading short documentaries, all these things, they give us vast knowledge that we need, that our children need, because I cannot wait to regurgitate all that information to my children. So definitely coming out and seeing this short film.
And if sorry for interjecting, but
Right
it's a project that is so important as well, because archiving, I can't stress this enough. There are information in this space that it's hard to get. You could get it, but it's there, but it's a bit difficult to get. So a project like this is bringing the information from that dormant, very hard to get to place, to a place where you could just come on any given day, sit down, and take in all the same information.
A curated synopsis of everything.
Of everything.
I like
so
that.
that is why a project like this is important.
Very important. And this is why we should definitely go out and support. I think too many times we have that conversation about support. But support is getting up and getting out of the house, getting dressed. So Sunday, definitely, I would definitely be there. So I am looking forward to seeing all of you guys. All right. And Wayne couldn't have said it any better. There are so many reasons why we need to be there on Sunday. I want to see everybody in their casual dandy out supporting the youngest veteran, Mr. Wayne John, right here in our Tobago space. Wayne, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And just in case you want to tell anybody out there something, say thank you, or to encourage why they need to come out and see this film, please do so.
Tobago, again, good morning. And I am urging you to come out to see this film, and not only to see this film, but to support each other. I think we really need it, and we just need to love our stuff. Just love our stuff. If that is one thing I could leave with Tobago this morning, love our stuff before other people love it and have to tell us how good it is before we love it.
Indeed. I love that. All right. Thank you so much, Wayne John. Viewers, we have been speaking to Wayne John about his short film being premiered this Sunday at the Lowlands Multipurpose Center at 6 p.m. Be on time. It is only $60. Please bring your kids out as well. You want them to have this information. It is a family event. Bring them out. After that, you could have some ice cream. Please be there this Sunday. I would be there, and I would be definitely reminding you. All right. So we go for a quick break, and as we go for a break, we have a packed show here for you, so don't go anywhere. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books, and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. up to $20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
Are you an architect or draftsman looking to upgrade your skills, or a beginner eager to master essential tools? ReCAD Labs has the solution. Our Revit Architecture Fundamental Tobago course is designed to boost your skills and confidence. Running from October 6th to November 17th, this course includes a live session on November 17th for hands-on learning. Learn from experts in our virtual classroom and stay ahead in the world of architecture. Visit recadlabs.com to enroll now and follow us on social media for updates.
Oh yeah! I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Embark on an adventure to the greatest little island on the planet. Tobago invites you to ritual, revelry, and release.
Whining in the Bago sun, having Bago fun, and Bago drinking rum. We go jump up and carry on.
From October 25th to the 27th, 2024, experience the energetic vibe, the vibrant colors, and the unforgettable spirit of the Tobago Carnival.
Down here in Tobago. In Tobago.
Whether you're tripping down the road or marveling at the beauty and creativity of our artisans, Tobago Carnival is an adventure.
I said I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait for Carnival to come. So I call all my friends, making my plans for the Tobago Carnival fun.
Join us for ritual, revelry, and release. Tobago Carnival 2024, where every moment is memorable.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Viewers, welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. All right, and we are talking Tobago October Carnival 2024. And to bring us in there, we had the video of the new release On the Road by Mr. Carl Dagga, the Dagga Hector. All right, and we are going to be talking to him this morning about this release that he has for Tobago October Carnival 2024. Good morning, Mr. Hector. How are you?
Good morning back to you and Tobago and the viewing audience here and abroad, wherever, whenever, forever.
All right. So we're talking about your new release, but even before we dive into that, tell me a bit about who the Dagga is.
Well, the Dagga, when I really started, I always like to write. So this started in secondary school. We had men like Len Phillips, Roger Washington, Shelton Blackman. You know, we had a little team and we always used to be competing against one another. And we had this teacher called Miss Arnold. She was the music teacher. So she put something together. And we had a competition. So we had built a boat in school. So I wrote a calypso about the boat. The name of the boat was the Hazel. So we go on in the auditorium, you know, after we practice and thing, and we go on. And as I sing the first 2 lines. The whole auditorium just went up, and I forget everything. You know, and Roger playing the guitar and telling me, come again, come again, come again. And I can't remember nothing at all, you know. So from there, we always started, you know. Always, that's where the whole thing started. But I continue liking it. Then after I went to Trinidad, you know, I link up with some Tobagonians in Laventille, very talented men. Mm-hmm. And we had a little group called the Last Generation, right? We even went to Scouting for Talent with Holly Victoria, and the kind of song we singing like they ain't like that, so they run away. Corrupted mind, deceitful heart, you know, we come from that kind of base, and, you know, we seeing what happening and we singing about that. Then, you know, Johnny King, all these men come from the same area there too, you know. And I remember when Johnny first started to sing, was in a little room. He would come by me the evening and he's singing, and I beating the table, and I hear he's singing this song called Ash Wednesday Carnival. I tell him, Johnny boy, this thing's something good. We should record that. And one of the first persons as a producer ever recorded with us was Leston Paul. So we went and we did the record and thing. We went to all Barbados by SEM to make stamp pads. Yeah, when we coming back out the New Year's Day, the Christmas Eve day, coming through the cane, transport hard, with flagging down vehicles. Next thing, a big long thing like a hearse stop, but we jump in. We didn't even know what a hearse. It's when we go in, we realize it's a hearse we get in a job with, you know, I watch Johnny, watch me. But we just want to get there. So the whole thing started from there.
Right.
And then, when I came home, some of these men that was in the group originally, some of them fellas went on cruise ship. Sister, we are real talent in this land, you know.
Yes.
So when they came home now, they come back and they look for me. Now, I'm not a performer, but these men is guitarists, is singers, like Eiley and these guys from Belgarden. Mm-hmm. All right? So we create back the group again. But what happened with that now, you know how Tobagonians so short-sighted. So that fall apart, and as a man, I can't deal with mediocrity. Mm-hmm. So I took a side and I decided, well, you know, the thing just flowing with me. Mm-hmm. And I started to write and do my own recording, do my own releasing, and that sort of something.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a little bit of history
of the
Dagga, the love for the music, the love for the art form, mm-hmm. and where it came from.
Yeah, and it's in me, you know. I like it.
And you like it, yeah. Right. So you've been doing some writing as well?
Always writing. I have a lot of YouTube, I have a lot of work, soca, parang, reggae, kaiso. I have a lot of work.
Quite a few genres you've hit. Mm-hmm. All right, but you mentioned that you're not so much of a performer. So is it that you prefer the writing and producing part of it?
No, not really, you see. But plenty thing I does really sing to is kind of rebellious, and people ain't really want to sing. Why write? And it's very difficult to me for somebody to give me a subject and write. I had to write what the spirit bring, you know? And then why does write, as I tell you, a lot of people ain't gonna really want to touch on it.
We don't want to touch.
Yeah, but I could touch on that. Because, you know, this is Dagga, you know, I could touch on that.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. So I like that. So I know that you would have participated this year in the auditions for the 2024 Titans, Soca Titans. How was that experience for you? Was it your first as well, your first time at Soca Titans?
Yeah. But previously I used to sing with Tuco, you know, and they wasn't ready yet for me. Probably I must just be looking for too much or asking too much, you know what I mean? Because I don't like mediocrity, period. If we're doing something, best we do it proper or we ain't doing it at all. And that was a catastrophe, as far as I'm concerned. That was a catastrophe, and it doesn't really augur well for young budding artists neither. To me, that remind me in elementary school or even nursery school where you're going on stage and you know, and singing or reciting. You know, that was in real poor taste as far as I'm concerned. You know, it doesn't augur well at all, especially something that we now trying to build. Mm-hmm. We had to do it best, and it has so much things that we could really learn, you know? Getting the right people and all them kind of something. Imagine a man don't even know how to hold a mic. All these sort of things. You know? So he'd have a lot of work to do, but to me that was a kind of catastrophe.
Right.
But I didn't really mind going, you know, because I think I had actually, you know, for soca, you know, they should have even really, the amount of contestants it had there then, or interested people then, they should have even have 2 segments, 2020, and give people up to about 2 minutes. 2 minutes to really do the act, Because by that time, you go get into your gear and, you know what I mean? Because the judges even know the song.
Right.
Because now the judge even telling me that I ain't finished my song. He even know it. You know what I mean? And then even with, where the Wassa Mashup Man roadie, I didn't like where really went on with him and all them kind of something.
Right.
You know, so they have a lot of things to really do if you're looking for a very good product. And we have people here who could really lead our way. We have it here. We have it here.
We have great talent
people.
here. Yes.
Experienced people too. Yeah.
All right. So if there was anything different that you could bring to that platform, to bring to that production, that we could better it come next year, what is one thing you would add or do differently? Well, we had to do workshops. We had to do that too. Because plenty of artists probably now coming out and they're really not having a feel for it. So we had to do workshops and things to really develop that. And another thing that we need to look at too is the producers. Stone Tower, Andy. These men just put out a lot of work. And they don't really get back nothing in return. And we can't pay these men, you know. We can't pay them. Even for the juvenile shows and this. Parents even have money, but them boys and them will do it for them free. Right. And studio time is a lot of time, a lot of work. So I think, you know, the THA could contribute so because that is their main full-time work. And we can't pay them. And they go that distance all in the night to make sure that we have a good production. A lot of work is being put into that, right? But I know that I must add though that last year the Festivals Commission did have a workshop for the soca artists that took part in the Titans last year. But you think probably there needs to be an ongoing more than one? From the time Carnival finish, we should start we should identify with shortcomings and start to deal with it. We shouldn't wait until a couple of months before and we're trying to plan something and put something in place. I get that. Yeah, we should start one time, you know, and as we even get closer, we could ramp it up or we could start, you know, all the shortcomings, identify them, choose the best people to deal with this and that sort of stuff. And make use of some of the veterans we have right here on the island. Yeah, and the veterans. Right. Yeah. So let's talk a bit about your song On the Road, written by you? All my music. Right. Written by me. And produced by? Well, that's my producer from origin, Andy Davis. Andy Davis, right here on the island? Right here on the island. Everything was done here, right here in Strawberry, right here. My videographer is a guy named Mark Doris. Yeah, that's my videographer. Real good. Right. So everything that the Dagga brought this year is indigenous to Tobago. Yeah, well, the Dagga is really an islander, you know. I got to be going and not blame to me bone, to me marrow, and who know me will tell you that, to me marrow. You know, I'll die for my island here. Right. Everything here. Bleed Tobago, I like that. Man. Yes, man. Which village are you originally from, though? Georgia. From Georgia. Country, nice. Yeah. Good. All right, so we're talking a bit about On the Road, and I listened to the song, nice beats. I love the music video as well. But I listened to the song and I'm hearing we whining on the road, everything on the road, we releasing on the road. So all the bacchanal for the Dagga, for this song is on the road. It's on the road. Everything is happening on the road. Right. Yeah, everything happens on the road. Carnival is music, revelry, calypso, you know, and everything does really happen on the road. All right. And where could persons hear the song? Has it been released on radio? Well, I know you said YouTube, but... No, well, nothing really gone out there yet, you know. Right. I leave everything to originate from here. Right. So Tobago Updates Television, the morning show, we have the rights to release it first. Indeed. You guys have to be going on to me marrow. Why I must go and release elsewhere? And supporting your own Tobago Updates Television. You can't get any more at home than this, than us. All the time. That's how patriotic we are to be. Well, listen, it is definitely our pleasure to release On the Road and to have you here this morning, because we would have even had you before. We know that you would have been on the road this year, with Naked Night Glow. Yeah. Well, I had this idea a long time, you know, and I just work by intuition. And I live then too, you know, the spirit, all like calypso and this thing, that is a spirit, you know. Now I can't play no instrument. But the kind of melody I just hear, sometimes I can't even hum it. So sometimes when I write in, I'll have my tape recorder and everything close to my bed.
I'll get up 2 o'clock in the morning because you miss that. It ain't coming back.
It's not coming back. So you catch it in the moment. You catch the inspiration in the moment as well.
All the time. Yeah, so I had this inspiration to do this band called Naked Glow. All right? And to develop the whole of Tobago Carnival and that sort of something. But again, too, I went to the first meeting that they invited me to. I registered and everything, you know. Went to the first meeting. And, you know, I wasn't really comfortable in the direction it was going. Because you can't tell me we are ninth mass and cut-off time is 12 o'clock. And they're now trying to renegotiate with the police to see if they could get another hour or 2. You do have a judging point. Because me really playing jab, me really playing mud mass, you know. Naked Glow is a different kind of genre, you know. And you can't be charging people to play mass and then they ain't enjoying it. And I could have seen downstream that this thing could embarrass me. And I can't really be in a position that people not really comfortable. Because that's the time I just be uncomfortable.
Right.
So I decided to withdraw. So after I met with my committee and I explained to them and that sort of thing, everybody agreed, you know. So I withdraw.
You're a man of integrity.
All the time. So I stand my losses and I cool with that. I feel comfortable and I hope the carnival good and we have a good successful one, you know, probably next year. And they should start earlier too and giving people directions that they expect. You know, it come like the same thing in the Titans. You go on there, like only the judges and them know what is expected when a man go after you commenting and telling the man he should be more aggressive and all them kind of something there. This time a man might just walk on. You know what I mean? And when you look at some of them who like shadow and them used to walk on and stand up there, there was no dancer and that kind of thing. But again too, I know. I just really deal with that.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much, Mr. Dagga, Mr. Carl Dagga Hector, for your opinions here this morning and for choosing Tobago Updates Television Morning Show to do your release on the road. And I hope that we could hear that song on the road, on a truck somewhere, somehow, this Tobago October Carnival.
Well, the whole thing that my music truck, I was expecting to be by a judging point. They don't have no judging point, you know? And then I'd get there on the truck and really make my thing a whole bang on the road there with my masqueraders. You know, that's the vision
I see the vision, yes. I see the vision you had there.
And then you're encouraging other artists too. You know, you could have, even with 1 and 2 other artists, I might have a culture B to even support, if you understand what I'm saying, by judging port and having it live. Tobago thing we're talking about.
And make Tobago October Carnival great. Yes, because this is the greatest little island on the planet. So anything that we produce, we definitely want to put our best foot forward. And I see that in you, Mr. Hector, that you definitely put your best foot forward. I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we look forward to hearing on the road while we are on the road playing mass. And remember that if you are playing mass this year, this Tobago October Carnival, it has to be with Fog Angels, but not only just Fog Angels, it has to be with the Pina Colada section, that beautiful white section. Could you imagine that beautiful white costume on melanated skin? Well, guess what? It is going to be on my skin. And if you want to jump up and titivate yourself with your girl Lavion, that is the section that you should definitely be with. All right. So when you go to register, make sure and select Tobago Updates Television as your referral for a special package. Just remember, tell them Lavion sent you. All right. So we was talking to Mr. Carl Dagga Hector with his new release, On the Road. And as we go for a quick break, we are going to be taking you out with his music video. All right. And remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Therapy awaits you. Whatever you choose to do, friendly and loving people, more than adorable, breaking away, whining and sway, jumping and play, it's carnival day. Jump on the road, dance on the road, whine on the road, it's carnival day. Jump on the stage, in a reach, misbehave, it's carnival done. Run on the road, I tell you, jump on the road, whine in the road, it's carnival done. On the road, run, on the road, come, on the road, until carnival. on the road. Run, run, come, fun, 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 sun, sun, sun. When it's time for last slap, pass clean, hard to stop.
I'ma play some tune like this.
Don't worry, my wife will fuck it up. Make me happy whenever you fuck it. So me play very hard, fiesta, fun, fiesta.
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke what you have, what you know about.
It's too early for that.
You want the good on. They do but then enough 9-9. Girl, go the club, can't lie. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and a winding up on me man.
Dream.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Are you an architect or draftsman looking to upgrade your skills, or a beginner eager to master essential tools? ReCAD Labs has the solution. Our Revit Architecture Fundamental Tobago course is designed to boost your skills and confidence. Running from October 6th to November 17th, this course includes a live session on November 17th for hands-on learning. Learn from experts in our virtual classroom and stay ahead in the world of architecture. Visit recadlabs.com to enroll now and follow us on social media for updates.
Attention members, now is your chance to double or even triple your dividend payment with no increase in your existing loan payment. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to boost your dividends effectively. Whether you're planning a vacation or simply looking to maximize your savings, we've got you covered. Call us today at 639-8226 or 631-1336. Message us on Facebook for more information. Hurry, this offer won't last long. Bethel Credit Union, because we see you at BCU.
Can you feel it?
It's the last call for auditions. Tobago Star Quest Next Level Castara Audition Prelims at Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. Tobago Star Quest Next Level. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. If you can sing, dance, play a musical instrument, drama, once you've got talent, this is your time. This is your turn. Castara Audition Prelims, Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. Tobago Star Quest Next Level.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
All right, good morning again and welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. I am your host, Lavion Cupid, and I am filling in for my boy Marcus this morning as we dive into sports. We just moved away a bit from Tobago October Carnival and also that short film by Wayne John that we are looking forward to. We are diving into the Secondary School Football League, and this morning I'm speaking to Cyan Blackman, the Vice President of the Secondary School Football League. Good morning, Ms. Blackman.
Hi, good morning to you, Lavion. Good morning to Tobago. As Lavion would have said, my name is Miss Cyan Blackman-Walsh. I am the second vice president of the Secondary Schools Football League, so that's nationally. And I'm also the Tobago Zone secretary and treasurer of the Tobago Zone Secondary Schools Football League.
Right, nice. You're very busy there.
Very busy.
Very busy. All right. So we're talking about the league, and we know that the season has already started. All right. So tell me a bit about venues and divisions.
Right. So this year we have a total of 7 divisions in the championship. So we have the highest division, which is the Premiership division. In the Premiership division, we have 2 schools from Tobago, Signal Hill Secondary School and Speyside Secondary School as well. So they are representing Tobago in the Premiership division.
And just to interject a bit, those are the schools going to Trinidad.
Yes, we go to Trinidad. So we have like approximately 8 home games.
Right.
So Signal Hill Secondary School will play their home games at the Bertil Sinclair playing field. That's at the school. And Speyside Secondary School will play their home games at the Speyside Recreation Grounds. So we have like, each team have like about 8 away games and 7 home games. So we'll travel to Trinidad like about 7-8 times depending on how the schedule runs.
Right.
Right. So apart from the Premiership division, we also have the Championship Boys and the Championship Girls division. So the Championship Boys division currently has a total of 5 schools. And the Championship Girls division has a total of 7 schools participating. Then we also have the Form 1 boys. Form 1, we call that Form 1/under 13. So only boys who are in Form 1, 13 and under can play in that division. We also have what we call the under 13 girls as well. We have the under 15 girls. We have the under 14 boys, and we have the under 16 boys.
All right. And you just mentioned that in the championship division, we have 7 schools for girls and 5 for boys. So we have girls out there kicking tail.
Kicking tail. We have girls out there kicking tail. Well, if we remember last year, Scarborough Secondary School girls would have won the national intercol title. So Tobago has been doing very well on the football circuit where girls football is concerned. And I honestly think that where boys are concerned, we are actually improving. We are getting better.
Yeah, that is so good. And the Premiership division, is that the division that the scouts will look at?
Yes, that is the division where they play at the highest level. Sportsmax, which is one of the sponsors of the league, they will do live broadcasting of the games. Actually, like this Saturday, the Signal Hill Secondary School will be traveling to Trinidad to play St. Mary's College at St. Mary's Grounds.
Right.
And that game will be broadcasted live by Sportsmax. And Speyside Secondary is going to travel to play against East Mukorapo Secondary. But Sportsmax have a schedule where they work out which games they broadcast and what, so that all the schools will have the opportunity to be shown, where they can be scouted, where they can be seen by the wider Caribbean, by the wider world, etc.
All right. So as we have all these matches going on, any challenges where venues and officials are concerned, or is all of that covered?
So far, it's a really smooth start. I must commend the Tobago Referees Association. They are really doing as much as they can to assist us. So in the beginning, when we thought that we would have had challenges, it's actually running quite smoothly, matches on time, referees showing up, so we have no issues with that. Venues as well. I had a meeting with the director of sports and he assured us that he's going to assist the schools with having their grounds prepared and marked for the games, and so far that as well has been going very well.
Really good. I'm
really
so happy
good.
to hear that.
Yes.
Very, very happy to hear that. All right. So even before we go into the standings, and you would have touched on the time of the matches. What time are the matches?
Right. So initially the matches were 3:30.
Right.
But we realized that the sun is so hot at 3:30. So we have adjusted the times to 4 p.m.
Right.
So now the games, which would normally be at 3:30, are now played at 4 p.m. And even like yesterday, my girls had a game in Roxburgh. I still found that the 4 o'clock sun was so
hot. Yes, because the heat spell, I think, is most critical between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yes, and I think last night I saw the meteorological services sent out a bulletin of a yellow alert for heat. So we're trying our best as much as possible to keep our student athletes hydrated and keep them safe under this gruesome weather. It's really, really hot.
It is tough out there. Oh my goodness. All right. So we're going straight into the results and standings for the championship girls.
Right, so the championship girls right now, it is Signal Hill Secondary School have played 3 matches and have won all 3 matches thus far. So they are leading. They are leading now. Followed closely by Bishop's High School, who played 3 matches as well. They lost 1 game yesterday to Scarborough Secondary Girls with a goal scored by Jilisha Alexander. Then we have following close behind is Speyside Secondary School, who is also on 6 points. They have played 3 games as well. And then some of those 3 schools on 2 points have been on a bye. So they will eventually catch up to the other teams as they go on a bye. So yesterday, the biggest scoring match yesterday was Signal Hill versus Roxborough Secondary, where the score of that game was 9-1, where we had a hat-trick by Leah Marie Balfour. And then we had the other members of the team like Alia Batiste, Kelicia Taylor, Tikaya Dennis, Kimonique Spencer. We had all these persons contributing as well.
All right. And then we have the championship boys.
Right. So leading the championship boys at this time, I think it's Scarborough Secondary School. Yes, I'm correct. They have played 2 games and won their 2 games thus far, followed closely by Pentecostal Light and Life, who have played 1 game and won that 1 game. And Bishop's High School followed in 3rd place with playing 1 game. They drew that 1 game against Mason Hall Secondary, where I think they were 3-0 down. And they came back and scored 3 goals to level the score. Yes.
What?
So that was an exciting
I was not going to say
an exciting game.
Everybody would have been up in arms.
Up in arms.
It
So,
would have been
like
great.
I always say, the secondary schools football league is the most exciting football league in the country right now.
I agree.
It is.
I definitely agree. And I mean, even parents are out there,
supporting. You know, I forgot to mention Premiership Division in terms of players.
Right.
Yes. Speyside has 2 players, Cheyenne George and Riquelme Phillips, who are doing very well.
Very well. Congratulations, boys. Keep
and
persevering.
Signal Hill has Kyle James, who recently came over from Scarborough into our 6th form program. Kyle is one of the top leading goal scorers in the entire league. He has I think is 4 or 5 goals. 5 goals. He has 5 goals. He scored a hat-trick in the first game. The second game he scored, and then he scored again in the last game on Wednesday. So he's one of the leading scorers nationally on SSFL circuit right now. So we are doing fine.
Yes.
We are doing fine overall. Signal Hill is at 8th position out of 16.
Right.
Having played 3 games, winning 2. Lost 1 game over the weekend. Speyside drew their first game against Malik Secondary School, but they were unable to secure a victory. So we are hoping that when they travel to Trinidad this weekend, both teams actually will secure a victory for our schools, and also we are representing Tobago at large.
And it's always good to see our boys down there. I mean, there are some schools that you hear every year, like the St. Benedict's and the St. Anthony's, and to see our boys down there in Trinidad keeping up and right up there. I mean, what they are producing is right up there. Kudos going out to their parents, to their coaches, to SSFL, and any other sponsors. Any sponsors that you want to mention?
This year our sponsors are Sportsmax. We have Sportsmax, we have Shell, we have NGC, we have Coca-Cola, and we also have First Citizens. First Citizens. So those are the sponsors. And I will also like to say a special thank you to the Division of Education. They are assisting the schools very well with regards to finances to travel to Trinidad. So they are doing a marvelous job. So thank you very much to the Division of Education.
Yes.
We are rallying around you, and we ask for your continued support. And We also say thank you to the National Secondary Schools Football League money. They are also assisting us as much as we can, as much as they can. So we are very grateful, and we are hoping that we will be able to go through the entire season playing all our games, despite the fact that we may be having a bit of a challenge with flights to go and come for the game. So like this weekend is a kind of a hectic one. So we may have to turn to Port Authority for assistance, at least to the teams to come back up in the event that we go to get tickets to go down. But we'll see how it goes. We do it one game at a time. See how it goes.
Yeah, but the collaboration and the camaraderie has been there, and the support.
Yes, all of that is there. Collaboration, camaraderie.
Support,
Marvelous.
yes. Everything.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm happy to hear that. So before we close off, Ms. Blackman, is there anything that you want to add? Anything you want to say to Tobago out there? Anything you want to say to parents, viewers?
Okay, I just like to say to Tobago out there, please follow our Tobago Zone Secondary School Football League Facebook page. It gives you all the information as to what is happening in the league right now. I'd like to say thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to all the principals. Thank you to all the hard-working teachers out there. Because if I tell you my schedule, wow. Yesterday, I went to Trinidad with my team. On Wednesday, I came back Wednesday night. Then I had to travel to Roxborough with my girls. Yesterday, then I have to go back down Saturday with my boys. So it's right. So to all the hardworking teachers out there, keep up the good work. The league would not be successful without your input. Thank you to the referees for providing such excellent referee services. We do appreciate it. Thank you to, as I said before, the Division of Education, the Division of Sport. Thank you to the parents, all the supporters. And we are just asking you all, these students, these young student athletes are the future of football in our country, and they need our support. So we need to come out as much as possible to games and support them.
All right, Ms. Blackman, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Viewers, so we were speaking to Ms. Blackman there, the Vice President for the Secondary School Football League, encouraging you all to go out there and support. The game start at 3:30. Yes.
4 p.m.
At 4 p.m.
Yes.
4 p.m. The game starts at 4 p.m. So go out there, buy yourself a bottle of water and sit down and cheer them on any side. It doesn't matter. They need our support. Sport is definitely, and it has been proven to be one of those things that keep our youth away from crime, because that sporting discipline, it keeps them, or keeps reminding them to take care of their bodies. They stay away from drugs. They have something to look forward to. So definitely they need our support to let them know that we love and we support them always. All right. So it's been a packed show here at Tobago Updates Television, the morning show. But before you go, I want to remind you to stay tuned for tonight at 8 p.m. All right. We have Entertainment Central with yours truly, Lavian. Of course, your host, one and only. And I also want to remind you, if you are going to be on the road this Tobago October Carnival 2024, you definitely want to be on the road with Fog Angels Mass, but not only just Fog Angels Mass, but the Pina Colada section. All right, that is the section I will be jumping with that beautiful white costume, unmelanated skin, chipping down the road with the ocean right next to us. Beautiful music in the air. It is going to be vibes after vibes after vibes as we titivate ourselves going down the road. I am looking forward to it. And if you are thinking about what fete you're going to be going to, listen to me. I am confused. I know you are confused. I am confused because so many great fetes. But if you are looking for a premium all-inclusive fete, Nirvana at the Magdalena Grand. We're talking Kes de Ban. Ladies, are you ready to get dolled up? Look gorgeous and go out there and take that nice little that bougie wine that we do, because it's gonna be Kes de Ban and we are gonna be having so much fun. I am looking forward to Tobago October Carnival. All right, I want to thank you so much again for joining us and for always choosing the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And as always, it is my pleasure to be your host. But don't go anywhere. We go over to Tobago Notes and then we join Natalia this morning for Good Morning Tobago GMT. All right, so remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
infrastructure is being developed because we have another dream. We have a dream when Cove Industrial Estate will in fact be an industrial estate, and there will be the need to transport containers in and out of Cove. We build this dream because we see an increase in tourist arrivals at the new terminal, and we want to move them as quickly as possible out of Crown Point into the rest of the beauty that is Tobago.
And as you traverse along that road, on the interior, you will meet a roundabout that will be named after Dr. Jefferson Davidson. Dr. Davidson took over the helm from Mr. N.R. Robinson when he departed our shores in '86 to become Prime Minister of the country. He was also the first presiding officer of the modern Tobago House of Assembly. And then as you come to this direction, and Secretary James mentioned it, this roundabout here at Shervan will be named after James Bigat. What he did not tell you about James Bigat is that James Bigat is actually responsible for the education of hundreds, thousands of Tobagonians. The road we are standing on today will be appropriately named the Pamela Nicholson Avenue. But as fortunes will have it, the Pamela Nicholson Avenue will drive onto or intersect with a boulevard named after another Charlottevillian in the person of Dr. Winston Murray, the Dr. Winston Murray Boulevard. Coincidentally, both Dr. Murray and Miss Nicholson were members of Parliament for Tobago West.
It is with great humility and gratitude that I accept this token of your recognition of my life of service to Tobago. May we as a people continue to grow from strength to strength, always being blessed with visionary and selfless leadership as we position and promote Tobago as the gem of the Caribbean, cognizant of our positive contribution to the rest of the world. God bless Tobago, and may this project stand as a conduit for a buoyant tourist industry, one of the necessary pillars that will take our economy into world-class 21st century development.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the
and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Tobago stakeholders are anticipating disappointment in the 2025 budget due to the past experiences of reduced allocations. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine expressed little hope that the budget will address the island's economic challenges or provide security, peace, or optimism for the future. Meanwhile, the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association President Alpha Lord and Tobago Chamber Chairman Martin George echoed similar concerns. Lord noted that the past budgets lacked accountability and doubted that Tobago's requested $3.956 billion would be met. George called for the repeal of the Foreign Investment Act, the investment of Tobago as a VAT-free zone, and the delivery of promised cargo vessels. Additionally, following the announcement of the September 30th Budget Day, various opposition politicians shared their expectations. Philip Alexander, head of the Progressive Empowerment Party, criticized the lack of accountability for last year's $60 billion budget and called for better auditing and anti-corruption measures. He questioned the management of funds in key sectors like security, public utilities, education. Meanwhile, Gary Griffith, head of the National Transformation Alliance, predicts the budget would lack innovation and rely on tax increases, which will worsen inflation, unemployment, and crime. He expects unfulfilled promises, especially as it's the last budget before the general election. And finally, Trinidad and Tobago is set to experience unusually high temperatures, with the Meteorological Office issuing a hot spell warning for the next 5 days, effective yesterday. Daily maximum temperatures are expected to exceed 34 degrees Celsius in Trinidad and 33 degrees Celsius in Tobago, with temperatures ranging from 34 degrees Celsius to 44 degrees Celsius, especially in urban areas. The hottest period will be between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The Met Office also warns of possible strong thunderstorms and heavy showers in the afternoon. People are advised to stay hydrated, wear appropriate clothing, and avoid direct sunlight. And that was our news in 90 seconds. We're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to be back with lots more conversation. So see you soon.
Stop. You don't have to sneak in. You don't have to sneak. Pigeon Point security, we have access pass. You don't have to sneak in.
What access pass is that?
The new Pigeon Point Breaking Beach access card. With this card, you can get free access to Pigeon Point, a free umbrella, and a free chair. So make sure you get your Pigeon Point access card.
I can get that?
Definitely. This is your access card, so you can now go into Pigeon Point.
Okay. Guys, we outside in Pigeon Point, sun and sand, and we enjoying it with we access cards. All social media links to Youth Voice and Pigeon Point would be tagged, and stay tuned for it.
It's the last call for auditions. Tobago Star Quest Next Level Castara Audition Prelims at Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. Tobago Star Quest Next Level. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. If you can sing, dance, play a musical instrument, drama, once you've got talent, this is your time. This is your turn. Castara Audition Prelims, Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. Tobago Star Quest Next Level.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Now we continue our discussions this morning, and as we continue, we're talking about Steel Under the Stars, and we're having that conversation this morning with Miss Brittany Romeo, who is a committee member of the Bishop's High School alumni.
I am, and I'm also a teacher at Bishop's High School as well.
All right, excellent. Now, it's great to have you in studio with us this morning. Now, we know that based on our previous conversations, a lot is happening as Bishop celebrates 100 years, right?
Yeah.
So, talk to us about Steel Under the Stars.
Okay, good morning, Chanel, and thank you so much for having me once again. I feel like if I'm here a lot now, but that's okay. You will be seeing a lot of me as we talk about Bishop's High School Centennial. So, Steel Under the Stars is a production by Bishop's High School that we want to do in order to commemorate our national pride, and of course, it is the day before the holiday for Republic Day. So this is going to be taking place at the school grounds, and it's going to be a celebration of pan, of other music, of style, and just having a lot of patriotism going on. And you know that the conversation about patriotism is something that we're having a lot more now. So of course, it's very important that we come together and we actually celebrate what we know and what we love, and that is pan.
All right, excellent. And is this focused at the Bishop's High School alumni, or is it for the general public? Where do we get tickets for the event?
This is for the general public. This, in fact, is for anyone who loves pan, because we do have an in-house school band, and we also have the Tobago Serenity Angels who would also be performing, and some others. We even have a first former who is like a pan extraordinaire. He's going to be performing as well. So tickets are only $100, and they can be found at the school or any of the teachers as well. And so you can just contact the school, or you can show up at the school and ask for tickets, and you could be able to purchase one, because it's really towards a good cause, and it is really to be able to celebrate and to enjoy pan, because since it is about Republic Day, persons are invited to wear either the red, white and black. So as you can see, I have on my black today, and I'm really excited because it's something where you could be very patriotic and to celebrate together.
Excellent. And this is happening on Monday, the 23rd of September.
Yes.
At the Bishop's High School compound from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And as you heard from Brittany, if you want, you can just show up there at the event and purchase your tickets on entry. Right? There's no worry. So this is Steel Under the Stars from Bishop's High School. And Bishop's High School is doing a lot as they celebrate 100 years. And as you indicated, we're going to be seeing a lot more of you as you roll out other events. So tell the public why it's important for them to participate in an event like this. You know, you indicated that it is for a good cause. It is for charity, but outside of that, it's enjoyment. It's fun.
It's also
Talk about
enjoyment, but it's also in a way where, as part of our centennial celebrations, this is actually on the calendar. So it's slowly building out all these events that people could be able to get involved in and to be able to connect. So on the day, persons can bring their little their chairs and they'll be sitting outside. They'll have like a nice jazz vibe and to be able to celebrate and to sing along. There will be food and drinks on sale. And of course, we will be having a live visual artist, Brian Jordan. And he is an artist extraordinaire and he's going to be painting a masterpiece on spot to capture the moments and the festivities of the evening. And also that's going to be auctioned off by the end of the evening. So he did something similar at our graduation in June. It was amazing because when to see something come to life in such a short period of time, he truly is talented.
Excellent. And are the current bishop's students able to come to the event as well, or is it focused on just, you know, the adults? Is there a particular age group for the event?
So it is a wide age group because of course we have from the ages 11 and up, and knowing that the school band is made up of current students who are from first form to sixth form, it's a way for them to see their peers actually being performing and to celebrate with their peers because they have been able to do so many prolific and amazing things. So it's a way to be able to give back to the community and also to build morale and have that kind of camaraderie that was very important when you build persons together.
Right. And talk to us a little bit about the dress code. You indicated, you know, patriotic wear, red, white, and black, but is it formal, casual? What is it?
So I want you to think, because I know we always talk about dress codes and people are very concerned when it comes to dress codes. I want you to think casual, but I want you to think relaxed. I want you to think patriotic. I want you, if you want to wear something black, if you want to wear something red, if you want to wear something white. Of course, there's so many different colors that represent Trinidad and Tobago. So think Trinidad and Tobago wear.
Excellent. And, you know, even as we wrap up this morning's discussion on you know, Still Under the Stars, is there anything that you want to remind persons about as we wrap up the discussion and invite them to come out?
This is an amazing opportunity for you. If it is that you love soca music, you love pan music, we have so many performances and artists and there's still more to share. So if it is that you want to follow along on our socials, so Bishop's High School Tobago, you will enjoy the evening. You'll be able to connect, see old friends and just have a good time under the stars, and there will also be fireworks at the end. So you definitely don't want to miss it.
So would there be food at the venue?
Yes.
Is it that food would be on sale?
There will be food and drinks on sale. So of course you could be able to take part and to have a good time. And unseen right now, we're actually seeing Brian actually creating something from the graduation. And he actually made that on spot for our feature speaker. So that really was amazing.
Excellent. And so you heard it here. This is going to be happening on the 23rd of September. That's Monday night, right before the Republic Day celebrations. You can come out with your friends, your family, make it an event for everyone, and come out and have fun, right?
And it's only $100.
It's only $100. You can't go wrong with that. So guys, we're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to be back real soon. So see you then.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. Up to $20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show. to them once again. They better look out below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look out below, 'cause this is your show.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Update. Now, this morning we are talking about all that's happening in cricket, and under 16 cricket here in Tobago now. We are talking cricket, but not just cricket, but we're talking cricket tourism. And this morning, as we have this conversation, I have online with me Mr. Chris Berry, who is the tour operator for TCA. Good morning, Mr. Berry, and welcome. And he would be joining us this morning by his colleague, Mr. Ted Gregg, who is the DMC tour operator here in Tobago. Good morning, guys, and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, it's a pleasure to have you here. And as I said in the introduction, it's not just all about cricket, but we're talking about cricket and the combination of cricket and sport tourism. Tell us a bit about the Tobago International Under 16 tournament that's going to be happening here on the island, when it's going to be, and what can persons really look forward to with this tournament?
Hi. So, I met with Mr. Augustine in November last year at the World Travel Market, which is an international trade show. I've run cricket tours and tournaments across the world for the last 8-10 years. And I came to Mr. Augustine with a proposal that we were looking to run an international tournament somewhere in the Caribbean, with the idea that we bring in 10 or 12 teams to the country where they come from across the globe to compete against each other, and discuss the idea of bringing it to Tobago, which he was very fond of, and decided that he would like to look at that opportunity and see if we could take it further. In the interim, we so once we got the go-ahead from himself and the rest of the cabinet, we've been working with EIDCOT to make the tournament happen, basically. It's an under-16 tournament. We've got teams from Australia, the US, the UAE, the UK, we've got the Canadian international team and potentially the Swiss international teams all coming to Tobago to compete against one another.
Right, and what are the local teams that would be a part of the tournament? Who are the local teams that
We're working with the Tobago Cricket Association, so Mr. Kerwin John there, who is already starting work on putting a team together from Tobago, and we'll also be looking to have a team from Trinidad. There's potential of a couple of teams from the Caribbean, so we're talking to a couple of teams from Barbados who are keen to come as well. But at the moment, locally, it's Tobago and Trinidad both having separate teams.
Okay, and in the past, when you have facilitated this tournament, what type of numbers do you usually look at in terms of persons who would patronize the tournament?
Well, this is our first international tournament. We've run tournaments in the UK for quite a number of years. We have our own academy in the UK, and we've had international tournaments over here. A typical tournament like this, so we're talking about bringing in 10 teams. It's going to be a 12-team tournament, 10 teams from overseas, each team bringing 14 players and 2 staff. So that's 160 playing playing and staff members. And then we'd be looking at also bringing, because of the age group, we're also looking to bring in supporters. So on average, if we brought in about 1.5 supporters per player, we're looking at maybe another 200 plus supporters coming into the country. So we're hoping for around about 300 to 400 in total coming in for an 11-night tournament.
With some Tobago tour operators, and that's why we have Mr. Greg on the line. Tell us about this partnership a bit, Mr. Greg.
Thank you again for having us on set this morning. Of course, I'm working together closely with Chris on the ground in Tobago. I would have also met with him in the UK. And putting this together would require some structure in place, and our involvement with this initiative is going to be handling and coordinating all the airport logistics, the hotel logistics, the transfers, and of course we're going to also entertain some excursion activities so that they can have a Tobago experience. So certainly with our involvement, we expect to ensure that the success of this initiative comes to fruition. And we are, in fact, looking forward. We are ready at this stage, and we're always ready and try to be on top of our game and put forward a good service to our visitors coming in. So we're excited. Chris is in the UK. I am here. We're going to be coordinating pretty often. Of course, working together with his team and our team on the ground with the Tobago Cricket Association. And of course, together with the Tobago House of Assembly and their resources to ensure that this initiative be quite successful for next year.
Right, and I'm guessing that there's a lot of promotion that is going to go into this tournament. It's going to be, from my understanding, next year, 2025, from the 4th to the 15th of July. So tell us about that, Mr. Berry.
Yeah. So in terms of our promotion, we're obviously very much deep into recruiting teams at the moment. We're quite confident that we've got the 10 teams that we're inviting. We've actually got some on standby at the moment while we're waiting for the initial teams to sign the contract. Once those teams come in, we will be looking to fly over from the 4th to the 15th. We won't be doing a huge amount of promotion ourselves in terms of promoting the tournament on the island. Hopefully that's something the sports division will be doing. I know they're working hard to get the ground staff, the support staff to come and sort of help manage games and run grounds. And I know that, one of the reasons we chose Tobago was the successful Commonwealth Junior Game or Junior Commonwealth Games that were hosted there. And we know that was very successful. You had a huge amount of people turning up, watching games. You had lots of volunteer staff helping out. And we hope that, through what we're doing, we'll sort of still get that. We'll still get as much promotion and as many visitors coming to watch from Tobago as we can. One of the big things we're doing is, sorry, I've lost my trainer.
No, that's fine. Maybe I can step in right here. There are a lot of cricket supporters, both in Tobago and in Trinidad, but we have a larger demographic in Trinidad of avid cricket supporters. So would the tournament also be targeting individuals from Trinidad to come to Tobago as well and be a part of that tournament? Additionally, when we have a number of those big cricket tournaments in Trinidad, we see a number of huge corporate sponsors that jump on board and are there to give the financial support that is needed. So has your team began those conversations to get those local corporate sponsors?
Well, we're working with the Tobago House of Assembly, EADCOT, and the Sports department, and all of the sponsorship rights are up to them. So we're not responsible for sponsorship of the competition itself, and we don't make any money out of the sponsorship. So that's basically down to the guys over there to be starting those conversations, which I believe they have. One of the big areas that one of the differences that we can offer to other sort of sports things that go on is that we'll be live streaming all of our tournaments worldwide. And within each stream, there's opportunities for sponsorships. So there's, on the screens, it'll be live scores with stats, etc., in between innings. And there's lots of different opportunities for sponsors to get involved, take up those positions, as well as being on-ground sponsors, so taking up positions at grounds. It's at the end of the day, it's an age group tournament, so it's not seniors playing. These guys are going to be 15, 16 years old. We hope to get as many people coming to watch as possible, especially towards the latter stage of the competition. And if anyone from Trinidad wants to come, that would be fantastic. It's obviously not too far to get over, and the standard of cricket is going to be really good. Like I said earlier, we've got teams like the Canadian national team. We've got some of the biggest academies in the world from the UK. We've got some schools from the UK as well.
All right, excellent. And Mr. Greg, tell us about why you think this type of partnership is important, from your perspective for sports tourism on the island.
Well, certainly this certainly will augur well for Tobago from a sports tourism initiative, because apart from this cricket tournament coming as a sporting activity, you would in fact have other spin-offs. For example, the transportation person is going to be involved. You're going to have suppliers for the excursion activities going to be involved. You have the hotels going to be involved. And certainly there are going to be some spin-off in terms of economic benefit coming back to them. So I think this initiative would augur well for Tobago. And I certainly think that with all the sponsorships coming in terms of the viewership from what Chris just spoke about, and this is just going to be the first of its kind in Tobago. The intention, of course, is to have some ongoing activities for some years ahead to come. And certainly with the kind of viewership, once this is broadcasting or televised or to the rest of the world, I think Tobago stands to benefit significantly. The economic benefits coming back to the island just from this event that's starting would go well for the future. So this is why I'm partnering with Chris and his team. With these kind of numbers coming in, of course, we want to bring some structure and proper management to this event. Our team, like I said, is ready to participate and to facilitate. Chris will work closely with him, as we've done in the past with some other tour operators. I think this certainly will do well, and we're excited going forward. And we hope that Tobago will come out and support this. My plan basically is to come back to you guys again, and perhaps the other media people as the time progresses and get closer, so we can get the word out, get Tobago's patronage involved, get the players and the teams from Tobago, which Kerwin is responsible for, and to ensure that this is a success, because we intend to ensure that Tobago continues to be in the limelight and the spotlight where tourism is concerned.
Excellent. Well, you heard it here, guys. In 2025, we are expecting to see a very interesting international cricket tournament happening here on the island of Tobago, with teams from all over the world being a part of that and helping to boost sports tourism right here on the island. Now, that is going to take place from the 4th of July to the 15th of July 2025. And so we want to thank you guys so much for coming on this morning and giving us all the information and details regarding that. And Mr. Berry, if there's anything else you want to add before we round up this morning's discussion, this would be your time to do so.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. Firstly, one of the aims of this tournament from the Tobago side is we're hoping to really I spent 11 nights over there in August and absolutely fell in love with the country. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And one of the aims of the tournament is to utilize grounds across the country so that supporters are coming in, seeing places like Speyside, Plymouth, Roxburgh. They see the whole island. Mariah as well, we're looking at using as one of our main grounds. And I want them to be able to see the island at its best, as I did in August. It's a fabulous place. And working with people like Kerwin, we're really trying to make sure that people see the value of cricket. One of the things that we're trying to build over the next few years is to increase the number of private schools from the UK coming on the tournament. And with that, you get the opportunity for local players to take up places within UK private schools on scholarships. So if you have outstanding players who potentially a school comes and sees and thinks, right, we would like that player to come to our school, they can come over. They generally get their schooling tuition paid for, which is a huge amount of money at some of these schools, and they get the opportunity to be educated in the UK through cricket. And that's one of the key areas we really want to build. Currently in the UK, there's probably 30 plus children from Barbados on cricket scholarships at these private schools, and hopefully Tobago kids can show their skills and take up some of these slots that are currently going elsewhere.
That hopefully you have some universities that are going to be, some schools that are going to be present there to hopefully offer some of those scholarships.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's what we like to hear. So we want to thank you guys so much for coming on this morning and giving us all that information. And we look forward to a successful cricket tournament for the under-16s in 2025. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to be back right after this. See you soon.
The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor.
Like this.
Don't worry, my wife will fuck it up. Make me happy whenever you fuck it. So me be very hard, fiesta.
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash. Broke where you have, where you know a boss.
It's too early for that.
Too early, good all. They do good enough, nine. Girl, go to club, carry right. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and a winding up on me man.
Dream. Attention members, now is your chance to double or even triple your dividend payment with no increase in your existing loan payment. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to boost your dividends effectively. Whether you're planning a vacation or simply looking to maximize your savings, we've got you covered. Call us today at 639-8226 or 631-1336. Message us on Facebook.
Can you feel it?
It's the last call for auditions. Tobago Star Quest Next Level Castara Audition Prelims at Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. Tobago Star Quest Next Level. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. If you can sing, dance, play a musical instrument, drama, once you've got talent, this is your time. This is your turn. Castara Audition Prelims, Casquiol Bar and Beach Club, this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. Tobago Star Quest Next Level.
A brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. You know what they say, heat's in the place to back. This morning we're talking about all the heat that's happening in Tobago and how it may be affecting your pets and your livestock. And to have this conversation with me this morning, I have the privilege of sitting in studio with Dr. Todd Denon, who is a veterinary surgeon at the Tobago Animal Hospital. Good morning, Dr. Denon, and welcome to Tobago Updates.
Good morning, Chanel, and good morning to Tobago. Thanks for the pleasure of being here.
Right. So when we talk about the increased heat that we're seeing over the next 15 days, but more so the next 5 days, persons are trying to preserve themselves. They're trying to wear that sunscreen, dress appropriately, use the umbrellas and all of that.
Yeah.
But the conversation regarding how we secure our livestock and our pets is a very rare conversation.
Yeah.
But it's important for individuals to know that the heat does not only affect individuals, but it also affects animals. So tell us a bit about why it's important for persons to be wary of how the heat might affect their animals and how to secure the animals.
All right, thank you very much, Chanel. And that's true, we are all in this together. Both us and our pets and our livestock are all going to be affected by the heat. So in general, what happens with heat stress or heat-related illness, that happens on a spectrum from just being very uncomfortable to really serious and even fatal consequences. So the fact that it can be fatal is the reason why I'm here, because it's not just that the animals are going to be hot and bothered and uncomfortable, but you could have actual real life-threatening causes or events happening. So what generally happens with us is when there's a sufficient amount of difference between the atmospheric temperature or the ambient temperature and our body temperature, we lose heat very easily. So we're very comfortable, but whenever that difference changes or becomes smaller, so as the environment gets hotter and closer to body temperature, that heat doesn't have anywhere to go. And if the heat doesn't have anywhere to go, it accumulates in the body. And basically what happens is whenever you have a temperature of over 32 degrees, or normal everyday sort of cooling mechanisms no longer are efficient. So above 32 degrees, evaporation is what we really need to cool down. So that is sweating, and of course with many of our animals, they don't sweat or they don't produce as much sweat as we do. So for our dogs and cats, the main mechanism of cooling down would be panting. And when you have the combination of heat and humidity, evaporation takes a huge hit, because evaporation is the ability of that water vapor to go in, well, that water from you to go into the atmosphere. But if the atmosphere is already full of water, again, it has nowhere to go. And once that happens, you have the body temperature increasing to very dangerous levels. So you're looking at a body temperature over 40 degrees Celsius. That would be considered hyperthermic for most animals.
Okay, and so tell us, is it that we should take the hose and wet the animals down, or we should just supply them with extra amounts of water?
Actually, all to both. So as we say in medicine, whether it's human medicine or veterinary medicine, prevention is always better than cure. So during this time where you have a lot of very high ambient temperatures and very high humidity, what you should be doing is taking front. So you should be giving your animal adequate amount of shade. So if you don't have a pen, construct a pen. But you should also be adding extra amounts of water. You may even have to change water daily so that it's cooler. And you want to avoid metal containers, because of course if you have water in a metal container, by midday that water is hot. It's not going to help the animal to cool down, but the animal is going to be more resistant to drinking hot water. Like if you've ever drank just regular hot water, we're not talking tea, we're not talking coffee, regular hot water tastes horrible, right? It's not refreshing. So you want to at least have more water, you want to have adequate shade, and what you can do, especially for large dogs, very furry dogs, old dogs, you can even provide splash pools, You could put down tarpaulin and wet it so they have that area to cool down and all those other different things.
Right. And I don't want our viewers to take this for granted at all. I know that you're watching, but please, this is one of those areas where you really need to share the live or tag someone in the comment section just to let them know, because we have some of our most hottest days over the next 15 days and particularly over the next 5 days. You don't want persons going about with all the information, going to work, leaving the dogs outside as they usually do, without, you know, the second thought about making sure there's water there. There are a lot of persons who have pets particularly that, you know, they're just there. They kind of treat them like strays. Because we don't have a culture of treating pets like family here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Well, from what I know in Tobago, you know, but there are some persons who do.
Yes.
But there are persons who, they just have the dogs in the yard, they're just there, they're to guard or whatever. But in a time like this, if you truly do care about the animals, you have to really take that extra step, make the extra effort to put things in place for the animals, especially if there are persons who have those livestock animals as well.
Exactly. So livestock, again, are often much more vulnerable because, of course, we don't have as much hands-on management of livestock. For cows and sheep and goats, etc., they're left out to graze. So for them, you want to ensure that you're putting them in places where they graze that has a lot of shade. Again, increase the amount of water that is available, and check on them periodically. All right. For those that have pens, you may want to keep them penned during the hottest time of day and manage their grazing time, especially if you don't have a pasture that has a lot of shade and trees. All right. So going back to prevention.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because there, as you said, there are pastures that don't necessarily have the type of shade that is needed, but we know that persons have the makeshift shade with the tarpaulin. Tell us the importance of probably utilizing that type of shade during this time.
Right. So any shade is better than no shade. You're looking for any colors that are silver or white so that they can reflect heat. You want to avoid galvanized. If you do have galvanized, either paint it white or have some sort of insulation underneath it. Because what happens if you've ever been in under a galvanized roof, when that sun heats it up, that heat re-radiates and underneath it can be very hot. All right, so avoid galvanized as much as possible. Tarpaulin is good. If you have galvanized, you could put tarpaulin over the galvanized. So again, it does not get direct sun heat and it doesn't heat up, and it keeps it a lot cooler underneath.
All right, excellent. And for the persons who may not be able to, and they see that the animals are demonstrating some level of heat stress,
right,
what type of interventions do they take at home? And at what point do they escalate it to coming in to the animal hospital?
All right, so I'm glad that you talk about that. So the first thing in being able to do any of that is to recognize the signs of heat stress and all the way up to heat stroke. So you're looking at, on the calmer end, you're looking at excessive panting and drooling beyond normal levels. You're looking at weakness, and so all of those would be more like heat stress and heat exhaustion. And all the way up to heat stroke, you're looking at the animal fainting, becoming extremely weak, unable to stand, losing consciousness, and they may even vomit or have bloody diarrhea. So any of those signs, and of course, the earlier you get it, the better. So if you see your animal panting excessively and drooling and looking weak, the first thing that you need to do, no matter what stage you see the animal in, is to immediately start cooling that animal. So you want to move them to a well-ventilated area, so take them out of the sun. You want to run cool water on them, and that is really important. Not cold water, which would, I think, be your instinct, but cool water, cool running water. And you want to, if the animal is conscious enough, you want to offer them water. And again, that water should be cool, not cold, because what happens when you use cold water is that the blood vessels in the skin contract, because that's their natural reaction to cold, And when they contract, they trap in that heat. So cool water or warm water, well, cool water or regular temperature water allows the animal's blood vessels to stay open and for heat to be lost between the animal and the water that is running on the animal. So no matter the stage, you immediately want to cool the animal and then contact the vet, no matter if you see the animal collapse, because once you start cooling, you are already starting dealing with the issue. And studies have shown that animals that have been cooled at home before reaching the vet have a much higher level and rate of survival. So cool the animal, call the vet, let them know what you're seeing, and bring in the animal. If the animal, again, is showing signs of weakness, is showing signs of excessive drooling and panting, any signs of heat exhaustion should require you to bring in the animal.
Right. And there might be persons that think, okay, the vet is so expensive, you know, I can't really afford it. Let's see what we can do here to save the animal. And if we can't, we can't. But educate the population on, you know, some of the financial mechanisms that might be in place to treat with persons who are not able to afford, you know, the regular standard of treatment.
All right. So unfortunately, for many veterinary practices within Trinidad and Tobago, and I guess even internationally, veterinary medicine is not usually part of public health. So many persons in Trinidad and Tobago are not accustomed to paying the full brunt of medical intervention. So we go to the public hospital, we go to the health center, and many of the services are free. Unfortunately, most clinical practices or vet practices are private. So of course, payment is often important. So once you have a pet, you should start budgeting. If you have an established relationship with your vets, you may be able to have a financial mechanism to make part payments. But again, that is up to the discretion of the vet and again, the vet-client relationship. It is unfortunate, but it is the situation in which we exist.
Right. And there are persons who have a lot of unconventional animals on their property, some possibly the ones that they are probably not supposed to have. But how do we secure things like the exotic birds and that type of thing during this time?
Right.
And the monkeys. And...
Right. So regardless of the species, especially once you get into exotics, if you're going into exotics, you have to do a lot of research on what those animals need. And from there, whether it's a bird, whether it's a monkey, and hopefully they are kept legally and acquired legally, because then that would be a separate non-veterinary issue.
Conversation.
and a conversation, right? So once you have the animal, again, for birds, make sure that they are in shaded areas, that they're in well-ventilated areas, and they have access to water. Whatever the species, make sure that you know what their husbandry needs are, what their housing needs are, their nutritional needs are, etc. Because all those things are going to determine the vulnerability to heat stress. So some of the risk factors to heat stress in animals would be cardiovascular disease. So if you have hypertension, if you have heart failure, if you have respiratory diseases, if you are obese, or if the animal is obese, again, fat insulates, so therefore their ability to lose heat is going to be compromised. Those dogs with the short faces or brachycephalic breeds, so the bulldogs, the exotic bullies, etc., they are at increased risk. And of course, any animal that is sick, so any animal that has a fever or is debilitated, so the ability to move and get to cooler areas are compromised, or if they're already hot, in a hot environment, all these things allow or increase the risk for heat exhaustion. So old animals, obese animals, animals with cardiovascular disease, and animals with pre-existing comorbidities. So the healthier the animal is, whether they are exotic or if they are the standard domesticated animal, the healthier the animal is, the better they are at faring for with these hot temperatures.
All right. Well, I mean, I think you said a lot. You've given a lot of information. But before we wrap up this morning's discussion, please give us your contact information if persons do, find themselves in trouble with their animals, or if they just have animals already that they want to get checked.
Yes.
Please provide us with your contact.
All right. So we are at the Tobago Animal Hospital. Our office number is 239-7837. Our emergency number and WhatsApp number is 688-8281. So you could get us on that number outside of our working hours. And those working hours are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on a Saturday. So we are closed on Sundays. But again, during those hours, we have the emergency number available. So just a quick recap: provide extra water, ensure there's shade, avoid walks or any excessive activities with your pets during the warmest time of the day. And I think even during this time, avoid walks or visits to the beach or any sort of playing, because even our early morning and late evening temperatures are higher than we would expect. So for the next couple of days, batten down, cool off, and stay healthy.
Excellent. And I'm glad that you mentioned going to the beach, because I think the first thought that comes to person's mind is that, okay, it's hot, let me take the dogs to the beach to get a sea bath and cool them down. But you said don't do that.
Right. So the importance, so we've actually had a patient who has died because they went to the beach. So going to the beach, of course, is a high energy activity. Many dogs, many people are very excited. And the first instinct for a dog, once it starts getting hot, is to drink water. And the sea water is salty. That leads to dehydration, etc. So if you do go to the beach, ensure that you walk with adequate amounts of fresh, cool water available for the dogs and for you as well. So we're not taking you out of the picture, but remember, you're planning together. The entire family is going to the beach. Make sure that you keep your pets and your pets' needs in mind. So avoid the beach during the hottest time of the day. Make sure if you're going to the beach with your pet that you have fresh water and bowls for them. And of course, have fun, but be safe.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Denon. We want to thank you for coming in this morning. We are going to take out this particular interview, and it's going to be on our Facebook page. So we want to make sure that when that is done, you come back to our Tobago Updates Facebook page and share this interview. This is information that persons need to know. And for you watching, you have been equipped with enough information to also educate others. So we know this morning you talk about the importance of having that shade, cooling down the animals, keeping them cool, not going for walks during this time, not too much playing, and how to identify signs of heat stress.
Right.
So if you were a bit late on the draw, come back and watch it from the top, because we're going to pull out this interview and have it here for you to share. And I'm going to make sure and share it on my personal page as well. I hope you do as well, Dr.
Thank
Denon.
you very much.
That will be at Chanel Felix, and I'm going to make sure and share it. So we want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this morning's discussion. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments. And thank you for all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, have a great day.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new day.